Have you ever wondered why some pigs never grow, and others end up weighing more than a refrigerator? Does something called a teacup pig really exist? Or is it a tactic to sell adorable animals that later become unmanageable? Today we're going to solve a mystery where genetics and history cross paths, and an uncomfortable truth that many discover far too late. Get ready, because what you're about to learn goes far beyond what you imagine. The modern pig descends from the Eurasian wild boar, a wild animal domesticated more than 9,000 years ago in regions of Europe and Asia. Over the centuries, humans have bred it with a clear goal: to make use of its meat, its ease of rearing, and its great adaptability to different environments. Although they may look very different, both the common pig and the Vietnamese pig belong to the same species, Sus scrofa domesticus. The difference lies in artificial selection, centuries of breeding for very different purposes. The common pig has an elongated, muscular torso with a low center of gravity. This gives it stability and power, both for digging and for moving across uneven terrain. The head is large, with a cartilaginous snout that's extremely strong and sensitive. It works like a true tool. It digs, explores, and detects food underground with incredible precision. Its sense of smell is among the best in the animal kingdom, comparable to that of tracking dogs. It can detect scents from kilometers away. Its ears, mobile and expressive, pick up sounds with great acuity. The limbs are relatively short, with cloven hooves, 2 main toes. This allows it to move with surprising agility, even on difficult terrain. The skin varies depending on the breed, but it's usually thick, with a layer of fat that protects it. Some breeds have dense hair, others barely show any. Color also varies: white, black, reddish, or spotted. But the most fascinating thing is this: the pig is one of the most intelligent animals on the planet. It can recognize its name, solve problems, remember routes, and even use mirrors to locate hidden objects. At first glance, the Vietnamese pig looks like a miniature version of the traditional pig, but in reality it's much more than that. With a compact body, short legs, and a low belly that almost grazes the ground, its silhouette is unmistakable. Its skin, generally black or marked with white patches, is thick, tough, and often covered by sparse but coarse hair. Its face has a unique expression: a wrinkled forehead, small, lively eyes, and a slightly upturned snout that gives it a curious, almost defiant look. Although it doesn't reach the size of the common pig, it isn't as small as many people think. An adult can easily exceed 60 kilos, and if its diet isn't controlled, it can even reach 100. Beyond size and shape, there are subtler differences that separate the common pig from the Vietnamese pig. The growth rate, for example, is different. The common pig is genetically designed to reach its maximum weight in just a few months. The Vietnamese pig, on the other hand, grows more slowly and can take years to reach its adult size. They also differ in longevity. Farm pigs rarely live more than 2 or 3 years for production reasons. But a Vietnamese pig, especially as a pet, can live between 12 and 18 years with proper care. As for activity level, the common pig, bred to fatten up, tends to be more passive. The Vietnamese pig, though calm, is usually more curious, exploratory, and quite stubborn. And lastly, the level of independence. While the common pig depends almost entirely on the controlled farm environment, the Vietnamese pig can adapt to living with humans, learn routines, and even establish hierarchies within the home. In the livestock world, the common pig and the Vietnamese pig play very different, almost opposite roles. The common pig is the cornerstone of the modern pork industry. Bred for intensive production, its main purpose is to generate large quantities of meat: ham, bacon, loin, sausages. Everything is optimized: feed, genetics, space. Every cycle is timed for maximum efficiency. By contrast, the Vietnamese pig rarely takes part in that production chain. In Asian countries, it's still raised in traditional or family settings, with varied diets and longer cycles. In the West, its role has shifted to other areas: scientific research, environmental education, and in some cases, responsible breeding as a companion animal. While one is tied to performance, the other represents a more alternative and even sustainable vision of the relationship between humans and animals. 1. They have a highly developed brain. Pigs have such a complex brain structure that they're considered more intelligent than dogs. They can learn commands, solve puzzles, manipulate objects, and even recognize themselves in a mirror, something only a few animals achieve, like elephants, dolphins, and some primates. 3. They are extremely clean, even if it doesn't look that way. Contrary to the myth that they're dirty, pigs don't defecate or urinate where they sleep or eat if they have enough space. The problem is that, in industrial facilities, they aren't given the freedom to behave as they naturally would. Pigs don't have functional sweat glands. In other words, they can't sweat to regulate their temperature like humans do. That's why, when it's hot, they look for another solution. Mud. Rolling in mud helps them to cool down. The damp mud acts as a natural coolant. Protect themselves from the sun. It forms a layer over the skin that shields them from burns. Repel insects. The mud dries slowly on their body and prevents bites from flies, fleas, and other parasites. 4. They communicate constantly. Pigs produce more than 20 different types of vocalizations, which they use to express joy, fear, hunger, affection, and more. Mothers even talk to their newborns using specific sounds. 5. They are social and empathetic animals. Studies have shown that pigs can recognize emotions in others and change their behavior according to the group's mood. They can even experience jealousy or sadness when they lose a close companion. 6. They have been used in medicine and science. Thanks to the striking similarity of some of their organs to ours, pigs have been key to the advancement of modern medicine. They've been used in experimental xenotransplants, where their organs serve as a basis to replace human organs. Their skin has been applied in the treatment of severe burns, functioning as a temporary graft. And in recent years, genetic engineering has made it possible to modify pigs to make their organs even more compatible with the human body. You might think you already know everything about pigs, but there's a hidden world behind that pink snout and those curious grunts. To begin with, pigs dream. And not only that, just like humans, they enter REM sleep, which indicates they're not only resting, they're also imagining, reliving moments, and might even have nightmares. This level of brain activity is yet another sign of how profoundly complex they are. And if you thought they only thrive in the countryside, think again. Pigs are extraordinarily adaptable. They've been raised in Austria's snowy mountains, in the extreme heat of the Caribbean, and even in deserts. All they need is basic shelter and the freedom to behave as they would in nature. But it's not all that cute. In some countries, when a domestic pig escapes or is released, it goes feral. In just a few months, its snout lengthens, its hair darkens, tusks grow, and its behavior changes completely. It becomes more aggressive, more territorial. And in places like Australia, Argentina, or the southern United States, these pigs have become invasive pests that destroy crops, erode soils, and displace native species. Now pay attention. Pigs don't forget. If you treat them badly, they'll remember it. And if you care for them, they'll remember that too. Their emotional memory is so developed that they can hold a grudge or deep affection for years. On farms where they're treated with respect, pigs seek human company, follow their caretakers, and even ask for petting. It's not an exaggeration. It's science. And from birth, they show order and strategy. When a sow gives birth, each piglet chooses a single teat and doesn't share it. That assigned teat will be theirs for the entire nursing period. This not only reduces conflict, but also shows a primitive form of hierarchy, from their very first days of life. And although in many cultures they've been unfairly despised, in others pigs are symbols of prosperity and fertility. In ancient China, the pig was one of the most important animals of the zodiac. And in Greek rites, they were offered as a purification sacrifice. Even in religions where eating their meat is forbidden, their dignity as living creatures is recognized. And perhaps most astonishing of all, right now, in laboratories around the world, scientists are using pigs to save human lives. They modify their DNA so that their organs aren't rejected by the human body. And yes, that could mean that in the near future, a pig's heart, liver, or kidney could save a human life. Do you still think a pig is just a farm animal? Because behind that chubby body and those short legs, there's a brilliant brain, a complex social system, and a deep connection with us that has been beating for thousands of years. If what you discovered today surprised you, give it a like, subscribe, and share it. Because here, at Salvaje Mundo Animal, every creature has a story, and they all deserve to be told. Until next time.